That's why we don't see the game scaling that fast as we would
What do you mean
expect.
that fast? What do you mean
Usually
that
you would
fast?
see at least the curve. I will talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let me finish. So
It's out for a week.
I know.
What curve
Is
are
it
you
broken?
talking about?
Is it broken, Jakob?
It's
Look
missing
at
features.
how Whiteout Survival scaled and Truckstar is scaling and everything
I
is
know.
slow.
Slow hockey
It's
stick.
your
I know.
slow hockey stick.
I know. Just saying, because I know this just.
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Matei drops knowledge made of golden eyes. Felix with ads making those coins rise. Jacob designs worlds chasing the skies. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Matei, Felix, Jacob bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Matei, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Jacob's crafted realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey stick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Oh, it was. Never mind. I lost you where you here are. Hello, everybody. My name is Matej Lančarič.
And I'm Jakob Remier.
And I'm Felix Braber.
Ooh, and we are your hosts, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Or we are your guests. No, we are your
Yeah.
guests. You are the host. Dear listeners. So
It's late at night.
Yeah.
4 a.m. vibe as usual.
Yeah.
4 a.m. discussion vibe. As you might have noticed, we have a new intro and we have a new logo and we also have merch. So go to 25gamers.com and buy everything because then you're gonna be cool. Cool.
Oh man, I wish I had our merch in high school. Oh,
I know. Oh yeah.
so if you have kids who are in high school,
That's it. I'm also working on a kids collection because
Because all of us are dead.
because we have kids and they want the merch as well. And I know Adam wanted the merch for his kids. So yeah, it's coming. But anyway, yeah, we're actually talking about a game. Surprise. Oh, we are talking about the new game. And you are going to shit your pants because we are not your typical surface level podcast. We actually play the game and we find hidden gems in those games. Yeah, you will see.
but first, wait, I have a question. If you're looking to scale a game or you don't really have a UA budget, Matej, what do you do that?
Oh my God, thank you very much.
Chill.
That's a very good question because today's episode is sponsored by PVX Partners, your go-to solution for flexible, non-dilutive user acquisition funding. So if you're scaling your game and your game business and you need capital, act now. Maintain the control. There's flexible payments and fast funding. So you can actually receive a term sheet in 24 hours and the funding within 30 days. So don't wait. Take charge of your user acquisition budget without sacrificing ownership and selling your soul. Visit pvxpartners.com to accelerate your growth. There you go. Thank you very much, Felix. That was really, really good question.
Man, 2 more episodes you turn into horse fuchs.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we're gonna do because nobody cares about these jingles and creatives that are recorded. Yeah, nobody listens to that. Everybody's just fast forwarding 30 seconds. But this is the real shit.
Yeah. Did you hear that someone thought we're sponsored by AppLovin?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
They've never even been on the podcast and they're not allowed to come on. Like, no.
Exactly. And definitely not sponsored by AppLovin. We do like AppLovin. That's not ever gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Man. Yeah. So, but thank you very much. Yeah. Well, we don't get sponsored by AppLovin. Exactly.
As we see
Felix, there's one thing that I wanted to ask as well. For my friend from Vietnam, he don't really understand what we're talking about. Do you have any advice?
Yes, I do. If you are in Vietnam, Cambodia, Cambodia, Korea, Turkey, or Russia, don't you worry. we have translations for you. Just go down here, click subtitles, and select your language of choice, and you will be able to read and keep up with this 2.5 steps ahead of the game industry fun.
Yes. Okay. Let's just move to the
What's the game?
Hero.
We're like High Seas Hero.
High Seas Hero, from our dear friends Century Games, and saying hi to Heaven and the whole Century Games team, because this, our dear listeners, is very interesting. And how the fuck are you having all those legendaries?
Whoa.
Seriously.
Because I really played the game a lot.
I played the game a lot, but
I hated the game.
What's your levels?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
30?
Need to check.
I'm half you, basically. It's just, let's see.
It's not half, it's less than half.
Yeah, please. Just number us in half. Yeah, it's obviously scales.
No, but dude, it's low. Like, I really didn't like this game.
So it's shameless to admit your level, basically.
No,
That's
it's updating. It's loading.
not even in
Felix, why did you put Matej Lančarič under you? What the fuck?
Oh, because I'm Jakub Remiar.
That makes all sense now.
Always expect the unexpected.
Yeah, for those listening, Felix is again pranking Matej on nameplates on Riverside.
Yeah,
okay.
It's actually 25.
Yeah, let's cut the crap and actually talk about this.
What do you mean cut the crap? No, of course. Let's go. Yeah, let's
so
do it.
Let's
do it.
We'll do a little bit of who's the best game designer challenge after me.
Ooh.
So immediately what you see in this screen is what?
Legend of Mushroom.
Exactly. So the game starts pretty much like this. There's the girl that tells you like a little bit of narrative of like we need to do this, we need to do that. Not that much of a story. I was thinking that okay, because we covered this game already on Softland Sonar, and I was like, Legend of Mushroom with Fallout Shelter, that could be interesting. Legend of Mushroom is really like very automated long term, so it needs a little bit more engagement. Why not? And then I was like going around and like wasn't in this
something doesn't add up.
Yeah, something doesn't add up. I was here like in Fallout Shelter style thing. Like there was no Forex mechanics or nothing, but there was one thing.
Hospital.
And one thing. No, not hospital yet. There was there were speed ups that were in these time items as usual, and I was like, they really just couldn't resist and just put this as because they're just so good with Forex, or is this really a Forex? And like the more and more I pretty much go into this, and then what it took away was even before the map there's this guild store, and there was this thing which just tells you that guild teleport
yeah,
where stuff like anywhere on the world map. What world map? You mean this feature that I didn't unlock before? Voila.
Which is not the world. It's hidden. It's just a
because I was here and I was like, recon balloons. It should have down on me. Like, of course, we were here. So,
recon balloon radar.
Yeah, all roads leads to Forex, especially with center games. So what's
that dramatic zoom with your camera? I love it.
Ooh,
yeah.
So what's happening here is that the game starts as Legend of Mushroom that goes later into the. This is
Fallout
by the way, no. This is not Fallout Shelter. This is just Fallout Shelter UI. No, not even UI. This is just Fallout Shelter visual.
Well, we can say it's Hustle Castle then.
No,
it doesn't matter.
No, look at this. What is this?
Oh yeah, that's buildings.
Now, what do you see here?
Idle Tycoon.
No. It's Frozen City 1-to-1.
Oh well, okay.
It's basically Frozen City 1-to-1. You have heroes that are controlling the rooms.
Oh, I see.
You have like workers that you need to set to the rooms. You need these upgrades with 3 different resources, stuff like that. It's basically Frozen City.
Frozen City.
So what this actually is Whiteout Survival plus Legend of Mushroom
plus Frozen City.
Frozen City is already part of Whiteout Survival.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Fair.
So that's actually this.
With a different theme.
Yeah, because this ship thing, like I think it's pretty good. Like I don't really like that side-scrolling thing from both Legend of Slime and Legend of Mushroom. Like this is, in my opinion, even a little bit better. If it switch into this like boss mode, if you're like approaching the boss during the changes. So, oh shit, I got like airplane boss, but usually the boss is here on the right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go fight it. Now it's this like airplane thing. It's gonna probably kill me. Oh, I don't know if I'm strong enough. Just like 2.7 million power.
But that was a weird flex, Mr. Yaku, by the way. So nobody appreciated that flex. Just
Yeah.
to let you know.
I know,
I
I
do.
know. Especially these people that are just like 30k or whatever. So we move on, and we have pretty much a lot of mechanics. I think like every single mechanic from Legend of Mushroom and even more. This screen on the top was usually quite empty, and now it's completely full as usual. This is their typical, like, the lamp system where it just goes into this autoplay and like sells and builds equipment. And it's pretty much Legend of Mushroom.
Again,
Yep.
the forge and the numbers and the energy doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So in the
Because-
beginning, you don't see like this, like how do you control the forge? So this is the forge, this energy
Yes.
on the bottom, because there's just so much crap on the screen.
There's so much going
where is the energy? That's the thing that it doesn't
lamp
exist.
currency. No, like the index is here. It's not there within the indexes. That's the problem. I was also confused in being like, how do I know how much this cost or whatever? It just cost 1, and then you speed it up here
okay.
into like this.
Okay, but it was going up, then it was going down.
Yeah, because you
what's
get
happening?
a lot of these whatever orbs if you move to another level here, like Abyssal. If I move to Abyssal 3 now, if I complete the 9, I get like a lot of stuff in like basically somehow. Like the game doesn't really tell you, just lands in the
Yeah.
inventory, and that can be confusing. So yeah, definitely I got the same feeling there.
Because there was my
Yeah, it took me some time to
revelation
feel.
point, like, oh, this is forex because this doesn't make sense.
For
Yeah.
me it was that nothing made sense, and then that like they had that chat feature at the bottom. I'm like,
A chat feature.
Legend of Mushroom has a chat
Legend of
feature.
Mushroom has
That's nothing there. It's pretty much the timer currency, and then later on, of course, they have the.
the balloon.
Actually, we can talk a lot about, like, let me finish the Legend of Mushroom Frozen City part, and we'll go into Forex pretty deep now, because this is not your traditional Forex. I think there are still problems with it. That's why we don't see the game scaling that fast as we would
What do you mean
expect.
that fast? What do you mean
Usually,
that
you would
fast?
see at least the curve. I will talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let me finish. So
It's out for a week.
I know.
What curve
is it
are you
broken?
talking about?
is it broken, Jakob?
It's
Look
missing
at
features.
how Whiteout Survival scaled and Truckstar is scaling and everything
I
is
know.
slow.
Slow hockey
It's
stick.
your
I
slow
know.
hockey stick.
I know. Just saying, because I know this just doesn't work. For instance, do you see why I have 84k gems here?
Yeah, because you don't need to spend it anywhere.
Exactly. That's some kind of
I know.
issue, basically.
Yeah.
So the thing
You
is
are
that
a cheap fuck. You wouldn't spend it anyway.
the thing is that the whole thing with Forex is that it's released on servers, and that's the same for Legend of Mushroom and all these kind of idle RPG. They are within these like blocks of servers, and players are matched against each other on the server, as we had Ken here, and we were talking about this. And once the server kind of consolidates, everybody fights each other with Forex. In Legend of Mushroom is a little bit different. They move you to another server much faster. But what's happening here, like these features, for instance, here, the feature is literally locked by day 12 since server launched. Today is my day 7 since server launched, and I just can't even have this feature. Same goes for these. Like these are not even available. Those are available in Legend of Mushroom, like these additional, like for instance, these mounts or the whatever Emerald Edge and all of these like different pros and like whatnot, blah blah blah, whatever. So they're literally locking the functionality. Like, even the whole Forex functionality was locked, like the balloon and everything. Like this was locked like day 3. So they even wouldn't let you into the Forex part in the beginning, which is a little bit different than, like, I guess, the other games where if you can just money pull through it, you can do that. They wouldn't allow it here. The other thing is that I think they're kind of too generous. I don't know if it's by just me completing all these events and like 4,000 free draws and like stuff
Yeah.
like this, but I'm just like, think I'm kind of getting too strong too fast compared to the other experiences that I have with Last War and Top Heroes and all these other Forex games. Or what
You
was
mean
the
all
last
these
one?
are Forex games from River Game?
Yeah, not only River Game, even what was the last one we covered also?
Well,
What was it? Yeah, we covered some other Forex game that wasn't
I covered Total Battle. That's a
Total, but
Forex.
even Top Girl.
Top Girl.
Top Girl, I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of
I would just
slightly different Forex, as you mentioned.
See people that are just much more stronger than me. I don't know why it is, because even if I go, by the way, they
Because you
also no, I don't suck. That's the thing. Because they also have this like captive mechanic. You remember from Legend of Mushrooms, where
Yeah,
you can capture the
slaves.
players. I have no master. Nobody was able to capture me yet, basically, because I'm so high level, and I have like 5 slaves. I can instead
You
of
are
throwing.
so high level, you could join the other podcast.
So you won't throw tomatoes.
Well, I think it just came to Lisbon. it just came to
It
Lisbon.
just arrived in Lisbon. So you can throw paintball, oil barrels, and timed bombs on these players, so you can poke them or whatnot. But it's the usual thing. Like you pick some kind of player, for instance, this one, 1.7 million. Let's go. And you defeat him in battle, and then you capture him for a week until he either gets stronger or calls a friend that can defeat you and stuff like that. So it's like 1-to-1 Legend of Mushroom, basically. And then it's like another idle mechanic loot on top of it. You have also the base idle mechanic here, which is, again, just Legend of Mushroom, nothing to it. So
Yeah.
that's all there. There's, by the way, there's a lot of ads, as in Legend of
there is.
Mushroom. There's like I would say
But still.
shit ton of ads placement. You just didn't see them, Felix, because you didn't get
Oh,
that far.
no, he did. I
No,
saw
I didn't.
them as well. I saw them
Really?
as well.
Did you saw this?
The expedition, I was just one
But
step above.
it doesn't matter. It's a Forex game. Ads don't really matter. Like,
Yeah. But like
it's just there as a camouflage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a decoy. It's a
It's a
decoy.
decoy. You
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know, and then
decoy.
you're already invested 3 days in it before you realize it's a weather balloon, and then you're like,
Yeah. So let's go to the cabin. So at some point they unlock this cabin, and it looks like Fallout Shelter. It's not. It's pretty much direct copy of Frozen City. Like all of these kind of sleeping quarters and the beds, and like even this machine, which is the engine room, which controls the temperature that you can turn off, turn on, supersize. It's basically Frozen City 1-to-1.
Well, they have the template already, so
Yeah,
why
they have
don't you?
Yeah.
that's
why
why I'm
don't you
telling you,
use
this
it?
is Whiteout Survival plus Legend of Mushroom.
Yeah.
Until I tell you why it's not, because it's missing for its features. So, and
Oh
this
my
is where stuff starts to be a little bit different, because already, if you remember that panel of Legend of Mushroom, they have different metagame features. They have capturing a place, but they have this like parking spot and whatever. They don't have that. They, for instance, have this Intel Center. This is the same thing, like the one where you reroll these stats and stuff like that. The weather balloon, of course, that's our usual, like guiding the players to the Forex map to kind of do mechanics and stuff like that. Yeah, helping players, or I don't know, resources, bosses. Yeah, I can go and like again, the normal classic weather balloon, like streamlined Forex quest. But if we go here, so the important stuff is soldiers and hospitals. So at some point they give you this porting. So porting is basically the capacity of your soldiers. Soldiers in these games are called gunboats.
Yeah.
And those are your soldiers. This is pretty problematic, because in normal Forex game, you don't have capacity. They actually force you, not force you, but they really try to tempt you to create as much soldiers as possible, and then your hospital can keep up. Because, you have too much soldiers, not much hospital capacity, somebody kills you, you lose a lot of soldiers, you need to pay, blah, blah, blah. Here, you have this gunboat capacity gets increased very, very slowly, like literally even less than 10% by the level.
It's 5.
Yeah, and then they have a lot of quests where you just pick up random like level 1 gunboats, and then you pretty much break your production, because I can. I
Mhm.
can't collect the ships that I just created because this thing can be upgraded only if I have engine room level 10, and engine room level 10 will take probably ages to upgrade.
Well,
And
you need to upgrade the med bay.
yeah, and it's like very capped. In my opinion, this is not that good, and it's actually prohibiting stuff. The other thing is, yeah, there's repair dog, which is, I think, repairing something. This is
Repairing
actually
dogs.
this is
Oh,
actually
I know.
hospital. The med bay is a Frozen City version of the hospital, so they have
Yeah.
actually two hospitals. So let's say the soldiers are kind of capped, which is unintuitive for 4X. This is not how usually 4X works. I never saw this yet in this setup. And now we go to the map. And this is the crux of the problem yet. I don't know why is this. Maybe because 80% of these people don't know yet that they're playing 4X.
Absolutely.
And it's
Hungry
actually-
Puffin 49 does not know he's playing 4X. I
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
tell
so-
already.
So
Yes.
literally, this is the part where like Neo wakes up from the Kokon and see everybody
Yeah.
else like
Yeah.
playing it.
Oh,
So I'm here basically at this point.
red pilled.
And
Red
you would,
pilled, baby.
yeah. And you would see like 4X map. So you would see what? You would see these lines like people going around and stuff like that, clans and territories and stuff. There's nothing here.
What
I
about that
can't-
6 thing? The little thing with
can't-
claws.
Where the
6,
thing?
what's that? What's that?
This is a random monster, I think. It's
Oh.
like bullshit. But you don't see any like gathering things. Like you can go and search and like go gather these nodes. Like okay, but I don't see even like the center of the map. I can't zoom out. I just can't. It's not possible. There's not the like big map.
Try with fingers. Oh wait, you don't play on the mobile phone.
And I can zoom in. It's not the problem on emulator. I know how
I
these
know.
things works. It's just that they don't have these features. They don't have like clan-based events on the map or like usual feature set of a 4X at this point already tries to drive you towards like battles with guilds and like resources battles on the map or whatnot. It's kind of too late here. I don't know. It's not even like maybe they're saving it or I don't know what's the plan, but it's not finished.
Look at how Whiteout Survival launched, like in terms of the revenues and the scale.
I mean
of
the
it.
shape of the curve.
Yeah, the shape of the curve, because
we
it
can
was
check.
quite. We checked it very early.
Early.
With,
'Cause we were 2.5
Frozen City.
steps ahead of everyone.
Exactly, because of with the Frozen City, we did the same thing, and it was really not really slow, but look, you see, I mean, you see it.
Slow
See it
hockey
right there.
stick. Even went down, huh?
Oh, that would be in Jakub's book. It's almost that.
Do unified apps instead of countries?
Look, look how look. It's basically 20K per
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, but did she like see the? Okay,
It's like, I mean, yes, it's going up afterwards, but
but I'm just very concerned why there are not these big
But
4X.
they know these things, right? They will add it, right? Like it's not like
Exactly.
they don't know. It's not
I
because
think
of
they're there.
ignorance.
They just didn't unlock them. That's
yeah,
the thing.
exactly.
I think they're similar as this, like feature not available or like feature.
And look, I think they're
12.
just trying to hide the forex.
It's not hidden here.
As long as you can.
Yeah. So that basically matrix their way into this.
I mean,
I don't know.
honestly, you just
I'm just
ask.
like, and the biggest problem for me is that I have shit ton of resources. I mean, like, look at these upgrades. This is the main building, yeah? I have 70 million of food, 36 million of metal, and these upgrades are like nothing to me. And on top of it, I
Yeah,
have like
Yet you still didn't upgrade the medbay to level 12.
okay. I have still like all of these crates, like 133 crates, and each of those like more than like 340k of food, each single one.
Very good.
So if you're so rich, why
Use
don't
it.
you fix the glitch? Oh.
No, man, like it's just I don't know. Like the monetization, in my opinion, it just works differently. Maybe they're trying something else I don't see. I don't know. But just saying that usually when I play 4X at this point, like I'm just engaged much more in Forex, because in Forex I don't even do much Forex stuff in this.
You
Like,
just read those two messages. I don't know what to do with my boat. Me too. People are
Yes.
confused.
Soggy
Exactly.
bread.
Hey Bob, why do you idolize me? I idolize you. I don't know what to do with my boat on my port. Me too. See? And there's like, this is more of a like Legend of Mushroom chat where people are begging other like, I've been captured, please help me, and like get rid of my master and stuff. This is not Forex stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
So I don't really know. And all these
Maybe
like presents,
they're sick of Forexes just like me.
man, nobody's sick of
No,
Forex.
no.
Forex is a money printer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like there's guild bosses and shit, which is again like same
Oh,
thing.
that's
as,
our Godzilla.
yeah, there's a Mecha Godzilla.
Oh wait, quick, call the app police. Oh wait, there isn't one.
No, like honestly, until day 5, like the game was super good to progress. I really like, you see it. Like I played like hell pretty much all the time.
Yes.
I'm even higher than my guild master basically in my progress. So yeah, it's great because you progress in one
Awesome
vertical.
achievement, my friend.
Yeah, another vertical, third vertical, whatever. Just go there. Oh, yeah, here we are. So yeah, out of these, I don't know how many people. 63. Yeah, so it's super good, but then like it kind of stales because it's really good. And I think this is the good innovation that, for instance, if I go to the map and I say let's attack something. Yeah, here we go. Even shit doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
So what you're sending actually your ship. Like, of course, you're sending your gunboats, but you're pretty much sending the whole Legend of Mushroom game to
Yeah.
fight with
To
those
fight.
monsters. That's great
yeah.
because like you work so hard for it. Now you can finally use it and tested it because that's like the main source of your power now. Not like, I guess soldiers doesn't really count that way, but yeah. That's it. And you do that. That's amazing. But you know, that's by the way, that's the thing I was arguing when we were talking about Legend of Mushroom back then. Like I wanted for them to do a Forex meta game, and the last thing I was waiting for the stupid parking lot. I thought it would be a Forex. It was not. It was some
Yeah.
stupid mini game. And these guys probably heard that and they did that. So
Yeah, don't flatter yourself, mister.
yeah, but everybody's
Honestly-
copying Legend of Mushroom these days. Capybara,
Jakub,
Habi are copying Legend of
Jakub.
Mushrooms.
You remember in Shanghai, Joinet Games and those two gentlemen are good friends of heaven.
Of course they are.
They know, they share, they work together on things, I guess, and they really share the knowledge. So it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, like for sure, like everybody's now going after Legend of Mushroom because they see how good their monetization tactics are, and it's like how like
Yeah,
even their
except-
events,
Except the US and the Europe.
like for instance, this thing like those events, like
Yeah,
these
it's
events
insane.
are just so money hungry. Like pretty much the tasks for the events, I did all of them.
Yeah, this
And
was
I
in
got, like,
Capybara
what, like,
Go as well.
One prize or sorry, two prizes out of the thing, and this is it. Like this is the free to play budget. If you don't spend money, you get shit in these events.
Yeah.
That's why they're so money hungry. So yeah, everybody's copying this because it's just like completely pay oriented. But the thing is that yeah, I don't know. I'm just maybe I will definitely keep an eye on this. Like they definitely know what they're doing. Like they're the best ones to kind of try this iteration and do these kind of bold things. But yeah, let's see. The bad news for everybody else pretty much is that now you don't need to only build one extra game for your Forex, but you actually need to build two, which these guys already have. So maybe we're looking at the start of the Century Games template where there's like, you know, it started with Frozen City and Whiteout Survival. Now we have the base, which is Frozen City plus Whiteout Survival, and we add another game on top, which is Legend of Mushroom.
Legend of Mushroom. Yeah.
Which is starting to happen now because I guess Frozen City works very well with the Forex thing because it's an idler that you easily swap the Forex kind of a town building for. And it makes much more sense. Like if you take, for instance, Last War or Top Heroes, that city is kind of crap. It's like the usual Forex.
It's not
Upgrade
as
this,
smooth.
upgrade that. Yeah. Here you have the the building, the story, the characters, and you need to feed them. Blah blah blah. They have like where they are. Kitchen. Yeah, here we are. Like the same pretty much icons here. these things. So hunger and stuff like that, sleep. I don't know what daily cycles of like working, and it's pretty much Frozen City.
Hmm.
So yeah, this works very well. They have like so much experience with this. But yeah, I'm just waiting when they pull out the big guns with 4X because they definitely didn't yet. Maybe they're just waiting. I don't know.
I don't think they're spending so much money though.
Yeah. I guess they're testing because again. But this is it global launch? Is it global launch? Is it not just Asian
Yeah,
launch?
it's global
Yeah,
launch.
it's global launch. It's global launch.
Well,
sorry.
we're looking at Whiteout Survival.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah. So we see 40K a day in Caesar Tower, but as said, it's like doesn't mean anything pretty much at this point.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah, but it's global launch also. It's
It is.
not- yeah, it's not the hobby style of Asia launch first, US afterwards.
No, look at the Taiwan.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
I know, but that's at the first spot.
Yeah, but
Right after- right,
US,
yeah, but
US
US is
revenue
right there,
30%.
yeah.
So yeah, this is global.
As usual.
Yeah.
I mean, it is global for sure.
Hmm.
So how much money they make on that? €7?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Last
That
time I
shit-
did this, like, what was it? It was like $400 a day on Forex, but it doesn't matter. Ads here is like,
Yeah,
They
but
have
kind of
lot
does.
of outplacements, man. A lot of
Kind of does make sense because look, it's still the first week where people don't really know this is Forex. Like that's exactly the point where they
what's
should
the
make
DAU?
money.
What's the DAU?
It doesn't matter because it's too early, but yeah,
Ah.
won't even show.
How many downloads?
65K a day.
So same as, yeah.
I will just need to make it like let it live a little
Cook.
bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
well,
ads, there are like shit ton of them. So like there's 2 here, then 1, 2, 3,
2 here.
4, 8 here, 4 for speed ups, another 4
Selection.
here. Where we are, I think energy. No, this is not for ad. I think like 2 more somewhere. Yeah, probably here. Here. Gotcha. The usual,
Yeah.
3 here. By the way, Felix, did you notice this?
The drop-in one? No, I
No,
didn't.
the weapons gotcha.
No.
You see this problem here. I can't play this ad. It's not ready. You see here?
Yeah.
For
Mm.
hero.
Mm.
I can play the ad for weapons. Why?
What do you mean, why?
Ooh.
You didn't check it.
No, I didn't know.
You would know because they preload their own ad. You play
Ah.
High Seas Hero ad.
Mm.
So yeah,
Interesting.
definitely something is not up to something as it should be because this is the case all the time. Like,
They
I
only
never
play their
saw-
own ads.
Yes,
So
only
you know
in
maybe
this
what they're
one.
doing then is like what they could actually be doing is they're camouflaging it by showing ad placements, but they don't want to risk losing the valuable users, so they only
Yeah.
show their own ads.
But only here, only in weapons.
Okay.
In heroes and
Okay.
all the other tabs, they work normally. There's like,
Okay.
but yeah, that's very very suspicious there.
Okay. So yeah, well, I didn't click on those ads at all. You watched those ads?
Of course, man, I
Okay.
was so fucking many yes.
Of course you did because you're cheap fuck.
No, because I wanted to play the game. That's why, and know how it works.
Nice. I mean,
So yeah, and the thing is that they have a lot of monetization in it. Like this is pretty much cutting edge as usual. Like I don't see any problems with that. And this is again typical Legend of Mushroom stuff. Like, lots of deep equipment funds and whatnot like this. And by the way, have you seen surveys?
yes, right
like,
away from
this-
the very beginning.
This is the 4th survey they do, and like they ask so precise questions. It's like, yeah, for instance, very specific gameplay
Yeah,
metrics.
what makes you
but,
playing? Okay.
but I think they also do, yeah, blah blah blah. I think they were asking for, no here, but they were asking for specific competitor games, like if you play those or if you don't play. How can I remember? Yeah, not here in this survey. So in some other survey, there are literally like a list of games, and if you do play, and how often do you
Oh, yeah.
play? And this is the 3rd survey, and it's pretty big incentive.
It's quite long.
Same as
almost-
with Frozen City, they were doing the same as Frozen City.
Yeah,
It's
it's
their way of
almost as
doing it.
long as the form to get into the new Supercell game.
Yeah.
Beta. Okay, nice. So yeah, let's see what you. It's about the game. So we're looking at how Jakub randomly flicked the survey. Oh, here you go.
Yep.
Getting another
And
set of
speed-
gems.
This is also two more. See, if I press this, oh shit, not ready.
In your face. In your face.
Let me try maybe restart the game because emulators sometimes.
Yeah, it's anything interesting, except what you just said, because this is super interesting. And first look, wouldn't say it's 4x. Second look, wouldn't say it's 4x. Third look, maybe. Fourth look, oh fuck yeah, this is a 4x.
That got me there definitely.
Yeah,
Shit, why not already?
yeah, the ads is not ready. You're in Slovakia,
I
man.
was definitely watching ads before. It's just
Sure. Everything is grayed out.
There we go.
Okay, fine. Nonogram. What's your nonogram level?
Nonogram.
0.
I don't know. 0, yeah.
Zero.
Mine-
0.
And some other IQ bullshit.
Yeah.
It's an IQ. It's
Yeah,
fine.
but you see, they do normal ads. They do.
Yeah,
I would have a lot of ads for like RPG, gacha games for sure. A lot of Homa games, like Voodoo stuff and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I would see normal like mid-core RPG stuff here.
I've seen like 20 interstitials.
Where? No, like feeling.
Not in this game. Not
Of
in this
course.
game at all.
So, are these guys
Okay.
also the king of UA, or is
It's
it too early?
Too early. They're
definitely
running
king of UA.
that many things. I mean, they are kings on other games. If you let me share,
Let me just do one more ad if it like goes into.
yeah, I can tell you in the meantime, it's actually Google, Upload, Facebook. That's it. Which doesn't really seem right because we know that they are running everything almost everywhere. And then I was looking into the Google Ads transparency and I found the one ads transparency. I found the one ad that I saw in the Sensor Tower as well. But oh my god, how many games they are running? You will be surprised.
Mm.
Well, I'm just gonna say. Maybe I will be able to share the screen, but fuck you then. Sentry
See?
Games.
Here we go.
Ooh, look at that ad.
That's Idle
By
Lumber
the
for
way-
sure. Or Golden Goblins. Oh no. That's the
No.
zombie different game. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the zombie game. The
Idle Zombie Miner?
Yes, Idle Zombie Miner Gold Tycoon with the very.
It's all the keywords. Idle
Yes.
Gold. Fuck. Oh. Idle Zombie Miner Gold Tycoon. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen this
Yeah, here we go.
before. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah. Wait a second. Okay. Here. I can actually go here so you have the idea what exactly they are running in the US. Look. Oops.
Do I see AI?
Yes, but this is White House. This is basic Century Games because if you go to
The
Google
whole
Ads
account.
Transparency, it's the whole
Mhm.
account. So I really had to scroll down. I didn't even know they have a coloring game, Color Oasis.
They have everything by now, right? They're dipping
Yeah,
their toes
they have-
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you
Mafia
do these days, Century Games? Yes.
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 By the way, with the Idle Mafia, we should definitely talk about because that's one of their like flagship titles from the like good old days, let's say. Where's the okay? You know, I don't have high seas.
There's this.
Yes, there is the one. And
So what's it? This Legend of Mushroom?
yeah, this is pretty much the classic gameplay. Jesus, I mean this is so good.
Zeppelin.
I mean,
This
Why
is
is it good? Why is it good?
No, I mean,
this is some old build.
it's also good because it's I need to zoom in like 10 times. The only interesting part on this is they actually share its App Store, so it's iOS. That was really interesting because usually you don't run your iOS campaigns on Google. I mean, if you're Century Games, you run everything everywhere, but still, it was interesting. So this is the boss you played, and we have a few more, which is it's still everything is very plain gameplay, which doesn't really add up, right?
Maybe we got guys. I have a wild theory.
Oh,
Bamboozled?
Yeah, maybe we finally got to the point where Forex, they know that they're gonna get copied. So they're gonna do
no.
No.
They're
No,
gonna do
no,
it on purpose.
Please,
so
just
everybody else
this.
copies it.
So it's basically my decoy plan when we were in South Korea and you were asking what I'm gonna have for dinner, and I said vanilla smoothie, and you almost ordered it because that was a fucking decoy. So that's the decoy we're talking about. Oh my god, no, man! That would be very, very, very expensive decoy. You know why? Because if you look at the River Games portfolio, Last War is literally printing money. Dark War is really, really growing. Top Heroes growing. And then they have this Top Heroes adventure you showed us in the I don't know where, in soft launch maybe.
It seems it's Top Heroes also. It's just different variation.
Yeah. So the Top Heroes kind of template. It's like, come on, like they are really, really, really pushing this. So I don't think Century Games can afford using decoys. Yeah, decoy games. Yeah, it's not really possible. I think this is no sound. Jesus. Yeah, but it's look. We discussed this with Evan a little bit. I said this has definitely high CPIs. And then we agreed it's too early to tell. That's what I would say, because it's an interesting theme. Let's call it that way.
It's definitely not even like showing Legend of Mushroom. Like this is basically.
It's just gunship battles. Nothing else. Like why would you? Why on earth you would show Legend of Mushroom?
You remember these like tanks shooting each other, turn-based?
Yeah.
On MS-DOS?
Of course. That's basically it. With just better graphics.
Well, Warhammer Armageddon, but with boats.
Godzilla, obviously. Some Chinese creatives, I guess. Yeah. And it's like we don't really have that much left.
That's why I'm kind of puzzled. Like, why this is global launched when they're obviously still testing some stuff?
Well, I mean, it's not that you global launch and you push everything.
They have a website for this. Like, they was like announcing everything.
Yeah, they were announcing everything.
Even pre-registration you could do for this.
Yeah, but it's like that's bullshit.
Do we have anything else to say? Or?
Here we have this. Yeah, it's the same thing. We have this static image. Oh no, it was actually sent into the store. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's now it's all gameplay oriented. But let's check actually the uploading at least. Because I had this interesting discussion recently with the one guy about the uploading. Basically, you're dependent on how uploading works, and this is the kind of like my not prediction, but my way of thinking. Like, where is this going? Because we were talking about how UA is your game design. So now what basically you are doing, and we discussed it in the episode about color block gem. Not exactly the same thing what I'm gonna say, but kind of I was trying to get there, but I was constantly.
What was that?
Nothing. And that you need to designed the game around the UA, and now you're kind of designing the game to send as many events as possible to the UA channel, so you can actually scale. So I mean that's kind of interesting.
Wait, explain that. Explain that again.
So we
you-
need game with early monetization
exactly.
as as possible, which is
And not-
Legend of Mushroom.
That's exactly. So that's like the not as early as possible, but at least in first 7 days, and you need to hit the threshold of 10 to 15 unique purchases, ideally more, so you have more data to send back to Uplavin and any other channel, but mainly Uplavin since it's the top channel right there. So you need to take this into consideration when you actually design the game.
No, when you design the decoy game, the fake onboarding game.
Yeah, but then like the fake onboarding game as a design, the fake onboarding is just it's very fast. You still after you onboard the user, they need to play the rest.
Uh,
But yes, you need to design that
But man, this is
kind
the
of
thing. Like
onboarding.
the sophistication here is that we're not even doing like random gameplay that works in hyper casual
exactly.
creative anymore. We need to do something that works on those creatives. Plus, it already needs to monetize super fast.
Yeah, exactly.
To send
So-
those events,
So
and
what
then
happens?
lure you into 4x afterwards and still work together.
So what happens with app-loving campaigns if you don't have a purchase in the first 7 days?
It's dead. it's dead.
What do you mean dead.
It's
They got ad
dead.
ROAS. They got blended ROAS. You're telling me
Yes, but how?
How
How
can
are
you
you
plan
gonna
the routes on the 4x game?
That's first question. The second question, like how can you use AdROAS in this case? You can't. You have you have
Do you think that's why
multiple.
they added so many ad placements?
No,
They
it's
would
just
need to
Legend
mediate
of,
with Max, but it doesn't really
Legend
make
of
any
Mushroom
sense.
Core, man. That's it.
Yeah,
That's how
exactly.
it works.
And the Legend of
Mhm.
Mushroom had like 10% ads or 15. It was very small.
Yeah.
It's really negligible. And like this is the future, right? So you need to have the fake onboarding, and then design it in a way that you actually get as many events as possible to the UA channels, which is in this case event is purchase. And you
Yeah.
need to design the economy so you don't really destroy it in the first 7 days when you just randomly send purchases into the UA channels. So that's
So this is the moment we cross from 60 to 70% regarding the responsibility of UA for success of your product.
yeah, exactly. It's just insane.
Felix is
Nuts,
looking
huh?
very, very confused.
Yeah, the confused Felix appeared.
Yeah.
Okay. I need
You know
to
what
buy
we're
weapons.
saying, yeah?
Yeah, I know
No.
exactly what you're saying. I'm just kind of mind blown because it makes so much sense. It's
Yeah.
just nuts.
Okay, and this is applicable. So yeah, they have multiple things. Obviously, the baseline is there. I mean, I can't talk about they don't know what they're doing. Of course, they know. Like, they're
They know
spending
exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they're spending shit ton of money on Whiteout Survival. Obviously, they won't be like, oh well, this is the game. We don't know what we're doing. Created with Cocos. Okay, great. Anyway, so yeah, there's a boss, and we play, and then we fail because
I'm just literally think they're probably hiding 4x part. They're literally hiding it forcefully, probably.
I think so as well. It's just
I really wonder. I'll keep the game on my tab and definitely return it on the review radar. And I'll see what happens after day 12. If after day 12 they fully unlocked like 4x feature set, super
Maybe
curious.
they unlock a puzzler. You don't know.
For sure, man. Hexasort.
Yeah.
of course because hexagons.
Oh, the Pentagons.
Exactly.
Yay! Okay, I think we should end.
Yeah.
I think we should end. Yeah.
If we are the best tacos, we should always have.
yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
but
thank
it's
you.
super interesting. Like game with 3 cores, we didn't have that before. That's a giant leap
For mankind.
production-wise. No, for mankind. For like everybody else that doesn't have this template, man. Like think
Yeah.
about it. You don't have Whiteout Survival template, you can do shit because these guys already are one step ahead, with like the 3rd core. And what can you do? You start building these 3 cores. By the time you build these 3 cores, they build the 4th one.
I
And
want to go to
then
bed.
and then we're gonna be four. And then we're gonna be 4.5
And then-
gamers.
And then it's just like, yeah. And then you know what
Yeah.
comes after 4 cores?
Ciao. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Please share this episode with everybody because they really want to know this is a Forex game. So they play and they pay. Because whatever. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Join the Slack channel, buy the merch so you're cool. And see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.